Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, they voted for Brexit, but are apparently going to be hardest hit when we leave the EU. New research by the think tank, the IPPR, claims that households in Brexit voting areas will see the steepest fall in household income and an increase in the cost of living. Our economics correspondent, Helia Ebrahimi, reports from the Shropshire town of Telford, identified as one of the areas most vulnerable to a Brexit dip.
Telford in July. Sunshine and cafe culture make it seem almost continental. But in fact, this is Brexitland, with 63% of the vote in favour of leaving the EU. As the Prime Minister finalises what kind of a trade deal the UK wants from Brussels, its towns like Telford shall be keen to keep on side. But is Britain as divided as Westminster?
Did you vote for Brexit?
I did. He didn't.
I'm a it broke the family in half.
Married 45 years, and we disagree.
Do you think people understood the cost it was going to have to the economy?
I do believe that it's going to cost us probably 10 or 15 years of difficult times until we get back on our feet.
See,
I think we'll lose a lot of industry to Europe and a lot of financial services as well.
Well, I honestly think, John, it'll come good in the end.
I disagree.
Is this what the breakfast table's like?
It's great in our house because we're half and half. At the end of the day, John, they've got to sort it out. There's no two ways. At the end of the day, they've got to come together and sort it out.
What if they
it will be.
But what if they sort it out in a negative way for us?
One way or the other, it'll be sorted out, whether it's good or bad.
But what if it's bad?
Elsewhere, people who voted for Brexit were now surprisingly keen on a free trade deal with Europe.
I think, yeah, a trade deal would be beneficial for the country.
Nobody understood the consequences. Nobody's ever gone through this before.
See, now I'm not too sure, to be honest.
You regret your vote a bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
A new report from think tank IPPR suggests it's places like this one where Brexit is going to pinch the most. In Telford and across most of the UK, households spend a bigger percentage of their income on transport compared with the South East. So if the cost of cars goes up, it's these people who are hardest hit. In London, households spend more money on housing. But Brexit isn't expected to push these prices up, giving Londoners some protection from inflationary pressure. Economic costs are making people here want a more pragmatic Brexit. And it's not just people. Steve Bray is a Brexit voter whose company supplies the NHS and the England football team with medical equipment. While he wouldn't change his vote, he does now want a trade deal with Europe.
It's definitely important that we have a deal. I'm quite happy if it's going to be a soft Brexit. We've got to sit around the table with our European partners and come up with the best deal.
You don't see a contradiction with that and voting Brexit?
I wanted to shake things up.
Do you regret that now? Now it's clearer there's an economic cost?
I would never admit I was wrong. But no, I don't regret that at all. And if we have another referendum, I would vote the same again.
In Scotland, Michael Gove wasn't as conciliatory about softening the edges of Brexit. He was reclaiming Britain's rights, one fish at a time. Britain keeps less than half the fish caught in UK waters. Gove wants more.
Now we can say that we'll decide who catches that fish. Now, of course, we'll negotiate with other countries, but we'll negotiate with our control in our hands.
The same for us,
Back in Telford, the debate is still going on.
The end result is that prices have gone up.
It'll be.
It affects us. This
in the end,
young lady's just said it'll affect us in the pocket.
We'll be fine.
But the political argument might not end this well.
Helia Ebrahimi in Shropshire. Now, it's been another very busy day in Brexit town with lots of developments. We've condensed it all for you in our new Brexit Minute. So now we know Vote Leave broke electoral law. In the dock, Michael Gove's former right-hand man, Dominic Cummings. Cue an uprising of the masses in protest of being cheated? No. Just the faint sound of disappointed tutting at the John Lewis checkout. In the Commons, the Prime Minister was asked if she was going to actually listen to every member of Cabinet when they decide Brexit policy on Friday. Fear not, Gavin Williamson.
I'm pleased to say we have a strong team of the Cabinet who will be taking this decision on Friday.
Anyway, at least there was the football to talk about to ease the mood. The Prime Minister said she was too nervous to watch the shootout, but was, she said, joyfully flying the England flag above Downing Street. Shame no one had told her that they'd replaced the flag of St George with the Union Jack earlier in the morning. Oh no, him again. Mr Mogg was back being so loyal to the Prime Minister that he was reminding her of her own commitments on customs and regulatory refinement. The insolence. There are 268 days to Brexit.